all this like files to Sister Mei like really super early in the morning. So it's they work very. So now we have another sharing person for you.
Yep, I'm going to take over from Brother Lee. Thank you. All right. So we have a very special guest today in our program. And this is Sister Ciyun. And if you look at this posters, it's actually written by her, our speakers. 我家师兄常说，慈济头很适合我，大爱感恩科技也很适合我，做慈济最适合我了。看来这一生一世就是要跟做慈济的。So in this life of hers, seems that voice career with regards to voice as a speaker or as a radio host is her main focus. So she's extremely grateful to have the opportunity to learn herself in Tzu Chi. So doing all the different programs around Tzu Chi, because it all started when she was much younger. She was always in the competition, going on the stage, whether it's a speech or whether it's a debate. So she is born talented as a person who can convey message and speak about things to public. So it sounds like this is something that talented. She was born innately with that capability. And every time she came, after her speech or her sharing, she wrote about the feedback. Not only that, even though she's not a speaker, whenever she listened to the book club, all her touched moment or anything that she learned, she will provide feedback and send it to us. So even when Mei Lao Si were having a sharing, she always gives feedback to Mei Lao Si, providing constructive feedback to her and give a lot of blessing, which Sister Mei appreciate a lot. So these two photos shows her picture when she hosts any Daai internet radio. So these are some of the TV clips around her work. So 2005, Daai internet radio started the broadcasting. So when there's a live TV broadcast, the TV radio, the Daai internet radio also broadcasts live. So in a different location, but they try to broadcast good quality news and information or programs to all the listeners. And Daai radio station is broadcasting 24 hours per day, never rest, with the intention to spread the good message and good news to the listeners. 家珍说：“家珍，我是要给慈云师姐惊喜的，现在不用惊喜了，我直接跟她要。所以，但是我觉得很重要。所以，凡走过必留下足迹，并撒播爱的种子。慈云师姐撒播爱的种子更是满。无论在土耳其这边，好，我们简单的看过哈。无论是在土耳其这边，或者是在我们的大爱网络电台。” So, and actually in a few days is the anniversary since 2005 for Daai radio started its broadcast.
他还是去担任这样的主持，只要他在，就是让大家安心。它基本上其实就是一个慈济大藏经的资料库，好不好？
So Sister Ciyun is actually very experienced. So not just assuming the responsibility of herself, hosting programs, she's also leading the broadcasting and communication team, continue training new candidates. And she's extremely diligent and passionate about her work. So because of her attitude, because of her experience, a lot of people, a lot of chapters are inviting her to become the MC of the programs, or not just the MC, but also trainers, training all the new MCs or new program hosts. Even we have 3 or 5 minutes, we are able to leverage that short time frame to clearly convey the right message to the audience. So let's welcome our speaker today. So my husband asked me to learn how she speaks. So I don't think so I'm able to do it. So thank you, Sister Meiyun, and thank you, everyone. So let me first share my PowerPoint. So Meiyun is just again conveying her happiness and welcome to Sister Ciyun.
最近呢，都会有人传早期的照片给我，像这个是彭志超师兄的
all book club study members around the world. How are all of you doing? So I have been with Tzu Chi for 34 years. So out of the 34 years, 33 years I've been hosting the Daai radio program. So this is a photo sent by someone to me. So in 1991, so Master in Pingtung branch, she was explaining the correct position of the Dharma boat, basically, which is this 1 finger distance from the Chinese nod. So this is another photo from 1994. So it's a program that promotes family love, 3 generations living together, and some sketching activities. And the third photo is actually in Tzu Chi, Turkey in 2018, in which I was actually providing a scholarship to the student there, and the poster was actually created by the documentation team. So every time when we look at pictures, there's a story behind. Story is made from our footsteps, and it's also from the connection with other people. So every time when I recall back or receive these old photos, I'm very happy because it reminded me of my stories, the path that I walk during my Tzu Chi volunteering path. So the first topic that I would like to focus is what Master's expectation on us. So Master said that good people should do more good deeds and good things should be said more. So to talk about Tzu Chi, we should talk clearly, express correctly, and let people understand Tzu Chi and acknowledge Tzu Chi. So only when we are able to bring up the good part of our sharing, especially the value of Buddha and Dharma, we can actually recruit or invite more people to walk this good path with us. So let's look at this video from Master Ciyun.
无法度讲道理，人人可说法，大家人拢会当说法，人人都可成为法师。所以不要轻视自己，菩萨们，师父一定唔望人人做菩萨，唔望人人呢，知影法，知法都爱说法，知影法需要力量，咱就身体力行，人人都有力量啦，所以不要轻视自己。好，
人人都可以当说法的法师哦。那么呢，我最近呢，在这一年来做一个主持经验的传承，就是在智选台北终身学习中心哦，在7月份的慈济月刊5月1号上人的那里
So everyone can be a Dharma teacher who shared the Dharma principles and values.
经里头大家很熟悉的这16个字。
So,
清澄自选虚末，守之不动，100千劫。所以慈济所办的社会教育推广这个课呢，要跟慈济、跟社会还有
So in the July Tzu Chi monthly magazine, so it's mentioned in there the social promotion education is named Zixuan, which is taken from the Immeasurable Meaning Sutra. So, you know, the sutra is actually the common direction of Tzu Chi people. So the class that I host here, it's actually on program hosting or oral expression class. So as we know, there are a lot of programs in Tzu Chi, and the Emcee or the host are the soul of an event, and the expression need to be concise and to the point. So it is necessary for the Emcee, necessary for us to kind of train the Emcee, so that they can cultivate the talents to spread the Dharma and be a competent host. So I have 2 classes in a week, on Wednesday and Thursday. There are 10 classes, 20 hours. So how do we become a good MC? So an MC needs to have positive values, and needs to be hardworking, passionate, and the speech, we're able to capture the main point, speak very clearly, and we need to express it correctly. Sometimes, even if we miss a sentence, you know, we will not be clear. Let me quote some examples. So, for example, you know, there's a big difference between a concert and a memorial concert. So we need to be really clear because it is completely different. So when it was communicated to Ciyun, they missed the word memorial. So the concert is different than a memorial concert. It's very different. So there's another example. If you're asked to peel the potato in half and cook them in a pot, so what would you do?
我们女生是绝对不会这个样子煮，对不对？你要不然就全部削，你要不然就不要削，你怎么会削一半呢？
So this is what exactly when a husband asked the wife just said, okay, peel the potatoes in half and cook them in a pot. This is exactly the outcome. So for women, we will not just, peel the potatoes for half, but we'll either not peel it or we peel it totally. So according to this speaker, the wife cannot scold the husband because this is exactly the instructions that the wife gave to the husband. So I brought this up in my class, and some of the students actually brought out real life examples. So there was one time I was sharing Master Chen Yan's book. So I mentioned about relative lasts only this life, but Dharma relatives last life after life. So I share about this. And one of the first comer who joined the community study group and asked me if I shared this with my family, what would they say? And then Sister Ciyun advised her, no, you should not just share word by word with her, because if they do not know Tzu Chi enough, if they go home and tell exactly what Sister Ciyun mentioned, she may be considered brainwashed when she participates in Tzu Chi. So, that is an example. Without the context, sometimes if it's just conveying the wording, may be misleading. So another example, sometimes I would say, I listen to Minpen radio every morning. So people may understood that I work for Minpen radio. I should be clearer and mention that I actually listen to the Daai Tzu Chi word program in Minpen radio. Yeah. So another example, if someone asks me, what do I do? If I say I do broadcasting, so people may be confused. Like maybe she's in a department store, broadcasting the announcement that the store is closing. I'm just broadcasting messages. So I realized that I need to be clearer and mention that, no, I'm actually doing radio broadcasting with the Daai radio station. So to be a host for Tzu Chi program, of course, we need to read Tzu Chi books. We need to watch Daai TV. We need to read different the Tzu Chi magazines. And in general, we need to keep reading and keep our resources keep coming, so that we have ample resources to refer to, we have ample content to speak about. So third, when you are doing hosting, keep in mind that other people are watching. So you need to make sure that every time you have new content and you are improving every time compared to the previous program. So during the pandemic, Master Chen Yan never stopped her teaching. Her emphasis recently is vegetarianism and harmony and time. She even teach the sign language of He which means harmony. Combine everyone together, combine the hearts together. So when we talk about vegetarianism, we need to understand what does it really mean. So do we actually come to this world to increase happiness or to increase misfortune? You know, only if we don't eat animals, don't kill them, and don't feed them, we may be able to achieve that. So that's why Master always said that when we eat, we should eat 8-point food, which is enough, and leave the 2 points for helping others. See, looking at the picture, our Ciyun volunteers in Africa, they even understand it. They actually share their farm product with other people who needs them.
这需要时间，需要人力，时间、人力要众心合起来，人要多，不只是一个人，这样是还不够，安呢不够啦，要安呢一大加起来，这样大家口口相传，好心好话引导好人，好人呢共合一个好心。
心好话引导好人啊，所以上人最近都一直告诉我们这3好啊。那么对于时间呢，有一次我就听到大爱台何建明师兄讲到说上人觉得呢1天86400秒，我如何知道现在过了几秒？所以他们就去做了这样子哈，左边和右边。
So speak good words, kind words, we can guide good people.
86400秒啊，那中间呢8点54分就是现在的时间。
So Master said every day we have 86,400 seconds. So how can I leverage each moment to spread the good words, to lead good people?
大家也会觉得还好多，有一个8万呢，1440分呢也觉得1000多分好像好多。如果把它分成了4个6小时的段落，那就比较有感哦。所以这也是上人呢用这样的一个方法
in a day we have 86,400 seconds. So we have like 1,440 minutes or 24 hours.
3天了，剩下1/4天啊，无非呢就是告诉我们时间1分1秒过去再也回不来。
If we can segment the time into like 4-6 hours, that can help us to feel more about it.
这个小蚂蚁还要让它往上哦，有时候会觉得它怎么不动啊？那这个呢，就是给自己一个这个祈勉嘛，就是攀爬须弥山哦。
So this is the clock in front of Master's table. So at the corner of the clock, there's a little ant. So if you look at the ant, it's actually not horizontal or vertical. It's actually, there's a little angle there. It's like going upwards. So that symbolizes, we should continue to be diligent and move upwards. So on top of that, there's also a map. And on top of the map, there are 2 things of aphorism, making sure that we should feel content on what we have. And with the contentment, we should continue to strive to help others. So Master continued to promote and persuade vegetarianism. So the world-shattering disaster is imminent, and the awareness of the world must be raised. So we should look at the sky for repentance and bow to the earth to be grateful. So good education involve awareness on our diet. So animals are born in an animal realm because of karma. So we should let them live and die naturally. And someone will say that, oh, I just go by because I didn't kill them. But if there's someone who wants to eat, then there was someone who will kill for them to eat. So you can imagine every time when you pick up a piece of food, it's as if you are actually tearing a piece of flesh from an animal. So during this 3 years over the pandemic, Master Ciyun never stopped talking about vegetarianism. She never stopped about promoting and urging us to lead a vegetarian diet. Like for example, there's an example that Master quoted about, some families, they continue to beg for children and grandchildren. So when after mother gave birth, they will eat sesame oil chicken every day. So they kill life all month. So this is a misleading mindset. If we want our children to be blessed, we should do good things instead. So how to find relevant information? So there are a lot of resources, like Google is a commonly known resources. We should also explore like Ciyun Global Information Network, Ciyun Resource Network, Digital Collection Resource Network, even Daai TV station videos or inspirational videos, our monthly magazine, or Big Love radio station, or even Ask Any Relevant Person.
所以呢，也是一个大工程啦，就是按照呢各个功能组，我们有那么多的功能团体哈，还是4大志业、慈善、医疗、
So resources are there are a lot. But sometimes when it's too much, it's so hard to retrieve the information. So classification becomes very important. Yeah, we should categorize them by functional group, the 4 major missions, or Taiwan versus international. We should also categorize by topics: vegetarianism, family, parent, child. So these are how skill sets. When we are able to categorize information or data, it becomes easier for us to retrieve whenever we need to use them.
最后的总结语说：有爱异乡也可以是故乡。你看。
So any good words or good sentences, we should copy it down by hand anytime. So in one of the short story of the first page of Ciyun Monthly, it talk about foreign bride. So the final conclusion is, with love, a foreign land can also be the hometown. So what a good conclusion. In one sentence, you summarize the entire article. So promoting vegetarianism is not actually that stern or boring. There are a lot of innovative, convenient methods. So, like example, this is one of the like a young charity market. So they actually came up with a very good theme. It's actually in Chinese, but the meaning they're basically mentioning that, if you want to win, you should become a vegetarian. We should also make good use of any Daai's new radio and video pictures.
我们来合作好不好？我把你这个品牌带到台北。有一道叫纽奥良烤鸡。
This is from Yan Xingyong,
一天大概卖10几只
Professor Yan Xingyong.
可是我们大概经营了1年，不管怎么尝试，就是做不起来，每个月都在亏钱。那到最后没有办法了，决定要把它结束营业。那天我就开着车往台中的路上，那沿途一直在想，还有没有什么方法，还有没有什么可能？那大概到了3义往下坡的路。
So she started a business about New Orleans oven baked chicken. So she tried hard, but in the end, it didn't yield a good business outcome. And one day, so on a trip, on one of my road trips, there's a bird that hit right into my car. So during then, this inner voice just appeared in my mind, like, you just kill a bird. You feel so sad. But isn't that you're killing the chicken for your business every day? So all of a sudden, I felt very regret, and I quickly called my business partner and decided that to turn his business into a vegetarian restaurant. So from then, he actually transitioned to become a vegetarianism.
愿增会苦增，不要念颠倒了哦。悭贪，它的
So I think basically Sister Ciyun wanted to share that we do have a lot of such videos, clips that we can leverage if we want to promote vegetarian. So here are some examples that Sister Ciyun coded. It's basically pronunciation of these 5 bullets words. So some of them you have to twist your tongue to read it. Some you don't need, although they sound the same. So I think she's using this as an example. If you want to be an Emcee or a program host, you really need to work on your pronunciation. And basically some of the common words, it's so common, but we didn't realize we actually pronounce it incorrectly. So this is about some conversation in life. So, for example, there were some rumors incident. We should not mention is about incident to kind of harm Ciyun. So there are options. There are options about an incident when we converse in life. We should approach it with the positive mindset and clear message, and try not to mislead the audience. And do not also ask, did I speak clearly? Instead, we should ask, do you actually understand what I said? So that's a different approach. So let's take a look at this video and see what came up in your mind. So the words there is, please be careful of your safety. So if you look at this man, he's hitting the nails. It could be more than 100 times that the rock never moves. Maybe at point 101, the rock finally broke apart. So the message here is basically, if you concentrate on our training every day, you never know, one day you will be successful.
台下就10年功啦，所以我们就是要这样子哈。你既然要担任一位司仪主持人，你要专注在这一方面，好好把它做好哈。商人期许说呢，好人要多做好事。
So just like Sister Mei, every week she's hosting the online book club. So you need to focus and learn every aspect and keep improving yourself. So one day you'll be successful. So Master always say good people should do more good deeds and talk more good words. So then only will bring harmony to the society. So the longest lesson in life is actually Dharma will always in this world. And the goal is actually to inspire everyone to develop the bodhicitta, the wisdom and the diligent heart to continue learning Dharma and cultivate our own selves. So last 2 slides in some is to broadcast our new program, and these are the programs that in our Daai radio station. Thank you.
但是主场的人可以见证，慈云师姐在讲的时候，我真的一直在点头如捣蒜。大家有没有发现？对，就是点头如捣蒜。真的要走到这一步，说真的，天才的人不多，有天才很少，可是天才的人还是非常努力的。但多数的人
everyone
其实还蛮欣赏
in the hall saw in every sentence that she shared, I was nodding my head.
那个专辑叫《地才》，就是你
She's very talented.
说的，唯有每一天非常非常努力，而且这件事要持续10000小时以上的一个功夫的累积才有办法的。所以慈云师姐就是做了一个最好的，所以你即便她每年来讲，她永远有救法，有新知，有更多的感动，然后
Just like Sister Ciyun mentioned,
往前。
we should be persistent, continue work hard every day to continue harness and build our skills.
我在他那边真的学习很多，静思生活营
Never stop progressing, continue to grow yourself.
同人的，现在叫法脉宗门营，所以每一个慈济的阶段不一样，都是在往前进的。那我们在带慈济静思生活营的同人生活营的部分，后来就有人提起说这些主管也应该来上一下我们慈济的静思生活营。主管很忙哦，他们2天1夜。慈运师姐是主管，所以也来参加；静源师姐是主管，所以也来参加。王志宏，你只要能够听到我们现在的总监什么什么这一些主管级的，全部。
So she's talking about our Dharma training program. But Sister May mentioned that all the person in charge, they are super busy, but they never quit coming from training. And during that specific camp, the answer is actually me, Sister Mei. She was intimidated at that time because she doesn't lack of experience. But Master and Abu keep encouraging her.
我跟慈云师姐的回答是：慈云师姐，我是不是要读很多书？我不知道，
So I remember as I was preparing, Ciyun asked Meiyun, did you read a lot of books?
所以当时我的确是看了很多书。我以前1年是看100本的，现在整个是翻转，因为全部都跟三星。
Because in order to become a good MC, since the participants are all the program director, she actually bought all the books that are written by all these program directors in order to understand what they think.
这边泰国的词管说，我是慈运师姐，我是慈运老师的学生，老师在自选开课都是秒杀，能报上名是比中乐透还开心。老师在课堂上倾囊相授，毫不藏私。我在里面学习到很多老师的宝，学到很多要学的还很多。当然，声音是没办法学到的。崇拜老师，也感恩老师的教导。慈运，你来高雄开课也会秒杀。我开课可能要去求人家来，所以这就是不一样的等级。锦淑师姐在泰国，她说慈运老师的声音忍不住套句现在坊间的流行话。
So one of the audience actually mentioned that she's very grateful of all the teaching from Sister Ciyun.
好，时间说。各地的用词即使一样，意思不一样，但有的是用词不一样，但是却是相关的，很巧妙，都是要相互学习的。感恩黑河的关键鼓励我，他说：“美云老师，你不要气馁，你的声音跟慈运师姐的声音都是我们喜欢的。”非常感恩您。好，那说时间说，每一个人都有他的声音特色，每一个人的音质各有不同的特质，把握自己的音质所创意就是最佳的一个发挥。洪慈焕说，有爱异乡也可以是故乡，好有智慧的一句话。蔡淑华说，言种善心起，救众生，感恩哈。那注音好重要，真的老是转不过来，非常感恩慈运师姐的一个提醒。好，那我们。加拿大的管心玲说：“一生只做一件事，一世只跟一名师，甜美嗓音清净如水。”
So this main also is reading some of the online feedback from the audiences on Sister Ciyun's sharing.
人间典范，感恩慈怀柔肠，深蕴千里的慈运。
So only focus on one thing in her lifespan and try spreading good words, good messages, and good deeds to the people. It's a valuable life goal.
深入浅出，条理分明的无私分享。内蒙的李恩利说：“亲爱的慈运师姐，慈丽的声音，疗愈的心灵感应，听你的分享有收获，有你真好。”最后，北京的黄说：“每天关注累积，不止进步，无以千里。”无限感恩慈运师姐精彩分享。总之 ，day by day, little by little, we will be better and better。所以我们非常感恩慈运师姐年年来给我们正能量。好，慈运师姐，我们会把中文、英文跟日语来做分段的，那全程的转播很快也会传给大家，所以非常感恩。我们来看一下哈，我们下个星期我们即将。
So let's thank Sister Ciyun for giving us the positive energy.